This stream is for Dolan. Dolan recently commented on what part of the FBI is not shockingly incompetent, even with Trump in office. Although, I do have to say, at least Trump, and then there's a political thing. For those of you who would like to read it, it's on screen, the last part of it. But I'm not here to push a political message. I do want to respond to that logically. There is some competent FBI. Sometimes they do incredible things, scientifically or otherwise, but not always. And so, just to have that black and white thinking, of course, does remove sometimes the credit of smart people, and it's good to recognize, good work when you see it. I've seen it one time in real life with the FBI and how they handled my situation, so I can't rant on them too much, only because they were fair and nice to me. IRL. So that has an effect on what someone thinks of an agency, I think. And you could say that's an isolated experience, but maybe. We do have them, actually, today, though, humorously claiming credit for something, if you'd like to see that. That's funny, because they do this every day. It's like they saw my stream, and they're like, let's do that again. Or they claim credit for stuff. So, it says on this is a Fox News article, but it's just an interview of a guy. I think he's the sheriff or something that brought in, was it him? Who's Tabman? Or what's his name, Tabman? Yeah, who's Tabman? Anyway, who's Tabman? So whoever this Tabman guy is, he says that as for the investigation during the day and a half after the assassination, Tabman said the FBI used simple tactics to track him. It's really not quite as complicated or, investigative magic as you might think, said Tabman. So it was a combination of some cyber investigation and some gumshoe investigation. It's like, what? Like, what? That's not how that happened. That's not what happened. The parents just reported him to the local sheriff. He went with his mom and dad to the local sheriff. The local sheriff called the federal investigators and said, hey, we have Capturado Robinson in custody. And then they came and... So there's no, what? They were hard at work on Twitter. I saw it. But, this is their version of the damage control thing that I told you. And hopefully, because it seems they maybe didn't see my stream. Only because the way that they're going about the damage control is different than what I suggested to the intelligence agencies. I said for the intelligence agencies that they should have an interview with an intelligence analyst and a reporter who works for the intelligence community, which is very common. Anderson Cooper, Walter Cronkite, a lot of these guys in the media. Trusted voices in the news, they're bought and paid for. So a lot of those guys could interview an intelligence analyst, and the intelligence analyst says, oh, well, we were running the facial recognition, but it simply takes 48 to 72 hours for us to start getting evidentiary information through that process. And by that time, of course, Capturado Robinson had already been apprehended at 33 hours. So they would have a perfect out as to why they didn't use their Star Wars technology that Ed Snowden pretended to have. But that's not how they're actually doing it. What they're doing now is they're just claiming that it was their investigation that captured him. So they're just, instead of saying that investigation was in the process, they're just saying, oh, it was all thanks to the FBI. It's not as clever of an approach. It's not... If you did the Nuke Hoax Venti Cinco method, you would look so elite. People would be like, whoa. Even the conspiracy theorists would be like, whoa. Because it's elite. It's really simple. It's very effective strategy. And people will be like, damn, that deep state, they got their shit together coming up with alibis. But they're not doing that. They're just claiming that they caught him. It's like, that's not what happened. You guys weren't even there. They were with Hauptmann that night. While Captain Robinson marched into the local police department. Didn't go to a federal office. He didn't go... Like, what? And all I had to do to find that example is I Googled... Tyler Robinson. And then I just put in the news, Captain Robinson, you know. And they had that article, and it was just right there. And, of course, we had the Candace Owens situation came of that. They also say that he was disoriented and lacked an escape plan that day. I agree with that, and I think what they're doing is they're looking at the circumstances, and they're just like, what the fuck? Like, because they don't make sense. They're not very elite at all. And so they're looking at him and going, this guy just didn't have a plan. And that's essentially true. You know, he didn't, but he thought he did, I guess, from what he told his roommate. But no chance of him. That's just the FBI trying to make sense of it. There's no sense to make of it. He just didn't have a plan. Really. I mean, or thought he... I don't know. Okay. Guys, when I see the FBI claim credit for stuff, we'll make fun of it because it's funny. It's not a bad thing, I guess, as long as you know that they're doing it. It's just a comical relief. It's like, oh, look what they're claiming they did this time. Ed Snowden.